It's the final of the Paris Masters, and it's Sasha Zverev versus Ugo Humbert. This is the preview. Let's go through it. That's right, it's the final, and before we go anywhere, smash a like, subscribe. Let's get stuck into it. And our two finalists are Zverev and Humbert. And the big thing about these two is neither of them have won the tournament before. We got rid of the two previous champions in Holger Rune and Karen Khachanov in the semi-finals, and now we're treated to a real cracker. We've got the homegrown Ugo Humbert, and we've got Sasha Zverev, who we know is, well, formidable when it comes to fast indoor hard courts. And let's start with Sasha Zverev, who advances into his 12th ATP Masters 1000 final. No stopping the Zverev Express, and he made light work of Holger Rune. It was competitive to a point, but ultimately it was too much. I think that it was the serving, it was the lack of errors really off the racket of Sasha Zverev that was the thing that did him best in this one. And Holger Rune, too many unforced errors. Didn't look like he had a game plan. Didn't look like he had a plan B. And Sasha Zverev just far too solid. A lot of good passing shot winners and outlasted Rune in some of the big rallies of the match. He now ties Jannik Sinner for 65 wins for this year after that 6-3, 7-6 victory against Holger Rune. His second Paris Masters final. Obviously the last one he was defeated against Medvedev. And he goes now into the ATP finals as the number 2 seed and the number 2 player in the world. And that is a massive, massive thing, because obviously this now makes it possible to get a Sinner and Alcaraz group stage match in the ATP finals, which, well, I mean, it changes things a hell of a lot. Players to reach the final of Paris Masters and Roland Garros this century, and here's the list. We got Nadal in 2007, Soderling 2010, Federer 2011, Ferrer 2013. We've got Djokovic in 2014, 2015, 2021 and 2023. And we got Andy Murray 2016, and then Sasha Zverev 2024. Djokovic, the only one to pull off the elusive Paris double this century. So a real difficult one to achieve, but if anyone can do it, Djokovic is the man. Ugo Humbert meets Zverev in the final, and the dream run does continue. He came back from a set down against Karen Khachanov. It was 6-7, 6-4, 6-3 against the 2018 champion. An unfortunate end to the match for Khachanov. Well, he was sort of injured through I'd say halfway through the third set, to be honest. We get a rematch of last year in Bercy in the final versus Zverev. There's been a lot of contrasting opinions of what's gone on during this match, really, with Ugo Humbert. Is this his biggest moment of his career being overshadowed by his actions on the court? I'm hoping not, because number 8, a big number, they are French, and they have reached the final of a Masters 1000 since the creation of the category in 1990. We got Guy Forget, we got Cedric Pierlin, Sebastian Grosjean, we got Richard Gasquet, Gilles Simon, Jo-Wilfried Tsonga, Gael Monfils, and now Ugo Humbert as well. But let's speak about what was going on. Obviously, when the match finished, some words exchanged at the net between Khachanov and Humbert. He said after the match as well, he wasn't happy with the way that Ugo Humbert was, with the way that he was reacting after all the points, with the way that he was holding himself on court. I think he just wanted a bit more respect, to be honest, considering Khachanov was struggling to move after a medical timeout at 3-2. He didn't really chase any balls or returns in the last game either. And there's a lot of backlash, really, against Humbert on social media. And, the Sylvia saying here, Humbert confirms himself as one. The other day, he celebrated Alcaraz's double faults. Today, he raised his fist and called the crowd against an injured Khachanov. Yeah, we got Shrirari here saying Khachanov couldn't even move towards the net towards the end. So yes, I do feel that Humbert's celebrations were way over the top. And we got more here. Tim Preston saying the tale of two stories. Ugo Humbert fist pumping after every winner against his opponent, and Khachanov barely able to play the final set. Humbert is such a tool. Know the place. And this is exactly what Khalyan Khachanov was saying. He said, I wouldn't really care if it was just somebody who was just respecting what the opponent was going through at the other end of the court. He would just go and shake your hand normally and just accept defeat. But to be celebrating in the way he was, and he said the crowd I'm not so mad about, but the opponent down the other end, he has control of his own sort of emotions, and he can see what's going on with me down the other end, and he expected a little bit more class. Unfortunately, Humbert just too big a moment in his career, and he was lapping it up every second of it. Massive moment for him. He now faces Sasha Zverev in the final. The head-to-head looks like this. It's 1 apiece. And Sasha Zverev won the last one, and it was here last year. It was a very, very close match. It was 3 sets. There were 2 tie breaks, and Zverev won the final one, 7-5 in that third set. Will it be the same coming into the next one? Who knows? I mean, let's have a look quickly at Zverev's form in Masters finals. You can see here he won his last one in Rome. Before that, we'd have to go back to Madrid. He lost that one to Alcaraz. Before that, the last 2 before that he won. So he won Madrid and he won Cincinnati. So not doing too bad for recent finals in Masters. How do I see this one going? I mean, this is a massive moment for Ugo Humbert. The crowd are definitely on his side. It was definitely a very close match as well against Zverev last time. But I just feel that when Zverev gets to this type of situation in a final or in courts of these conditions, I just don't think there's any stopping him. I am going to be going for Sasha Zverev to win. I think it will be in 3 sets again, but I don't think Humbert's going to be able to get it done. I think Zverev going to be too strong. I think he loses the first set and he comes back to win in 3. But that's just my prediction. What do I know, eh? I've got some wrong before, but I've also got some right too. Let me know your prediction in that comment section below. And if you haven't done so yet, smash a like, subscribe, and we'll see you for the reaction after the final. Should be a good one.